Okay, Sag, the message that I have for all of you is that your enemies are distracted right now, which is creating some sort of exposure around who it was that was always behind these attacks, behind this harassment, behind this spiritual warfare. Whatever it is that was making your path more difficult than it needed to be, the universe is arranging things in such a way to where it cannot be denied who was always behind this. What do we have for Sag, please? Temperance. Sag, you are showing up in your reading. What do we have at the sacral, please? Seven of Swords. Aquarius energy at the sacral. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Ten of Swords. Gemini energy at the solar plexus. What we're seeing here with this Temperance card at the foundation of the reading is that you have finally gotten to this point on your path where you're feeling aligned and seen by the universe. You feel connected and you feel that you're actually about to achieve something that you have been working really hard to come into alignment with. The Seven of Swords at the sacral is further highlighting the opening message. There's an energy here that was trying to sneak around inside your energy that is now being exposed. The Seven of Swords is the sneakiest energy in the tarot. It's an energy of betrayal, and it's representing somebody who's finally being caught. The Ten of Swords at the solar plexus is the ending of this cycle. Sag, intuitively speaking, I feel that a lot of you have come through a season of intense spiritual warfare, and it's the kind of spiritual warfare that you don't actually realize you were in until you get on the other side of it, because your life right now, in comparison to maybe how your life was last week, last month, 6 months ago, last year, is a night and day difference. It's like there's some sort of cloud, some sort of fog has lifted. You see things clearly. You feel more connected. You feel more aligned. You feel less confused. You feel like you have an aerial perspective over your reality. And that Ten of Swords is further emphasizing where this opposing energy or your enemies are at right now. You know, I mentioned in the opening message that your enemies are distracted. Now, to give you an example of what this could be, let's say you have been dealing with intense harassment. People emailing you relentlessly from fake email accounts. People harassing you from behind fake social media profiles. Maybe you're even getting weird texts from anonymous numbers, but then all of a sudden, it just stops. And the actual person or people that you always knew were connected to it are dealing with some sort of major event that is now unfolding in their life. The most basic example of this is somebody who's now in jail. So they can't utilize the tactics to harass you any longer, which is obviously very exposing. But I was also getting messages around the Sag Collective of people who think that the universe is in the process of blessing them right now, but it's actually a decoy. It's like the universe saying, hey, I know that you have been harassing Sag relentlessly, but let us bless you with something. Let us give you something that you've been trying to achieve in your life. Because you know what? Despite all the horrible things that you have been doing to the Sag Collective and probably every other person you come in contact with, you deserve to be blessed, right? So this person is distracted on some other path, thinking that the divine is blessing them, only to lead them to some sort of painful ending. And I feel that this painful ending is going to look a whole lot like what these individuals put you through. You know, if you're dealing with somebody in matters of love, okay, it's like somebody who really did you dirty, dragged your reputation through the dirt. Maybe they cheated on you a whole bunch and ran off with somebody else. And then this person actually thinks that they are deserving of real, loyal love after all of the bad karma that they have accumulated. This person is just completely delusional. So then the universe brings somebody into their life only to have that person do the exact same thing to them that they did to you. And it doesn't have to be this exact example, but this is very similar to what I'm getting here. The universe has cleared this person off of your path and has given them another level of responsibility, so they're too distracted to spend their time coming for you and making your life more difficult. What do we have at the heart position, please? Knight of Cups, water energy at the heart. Yeah, this is further confirming what I'm picking up here. This is an energy of somebody who thinks they're being blessed by the divine, but they're actually being led down a path to horrendous karma for the warfare that they have been bringing into your life. You know, in Sag, this goes beyond you because this is one of these situations where this person thinks that the universe is stupid. They think that they can get a leg up over the universe and karma. They essentially think they're exempt to karma. That's what I get here. But something inside the energy is telling me that the universe has wrapped their karma in a pretty little bow. This is like the universe bringing somebody into their life, which looks like Prince Charming or some perfect princess, only for this person to be the embodiment of the hell that they brought into your life and probably many other people's lives. Spirit is showing me this person's energy in my mind's eye, and it's like some sort of viral disease that exists on the spiritual plane, and it comes through in the way that this person behaves. Their behavior is so chaotic and disruptive that it has a way of throwing people out of alignment or steering them off their path for extended periods of time. I just heard this person has a Jezebel spirit. Now, male or female, it can go both ways. But there's something about their energy that leaves a massive blast zone around the people's lives they come into contact with. This is the kind of person that it takes years to recover from. And it has little to do with heartbreak. This has to do with the things that they do after you come in contact with them, right? So let's say it has to do with an individual that you had some sort of partnership with. The partnership ends, and as you move on with your life, they continue to harass you. They continue to make your life more difficult from behind some sort of barrier, right? Like I picked up with the text messages, the emails, and the trolling. It's like somebody watching you move on with your life, but insists on still trying to make things more difficult for you, all while trying to align with specific blessings in their life, right? It's a really strange energy because when you're trying to manifest something in your life, you need to become the vibrational match of what it is you're trying to manifest. So this person is trying to actively manifest all these things in their life while literally working to put themselves in a lower vibration, which is working in direct opposition with what they're manifesting. And this person here thinks they're exempt from the laws of vibration. And the universe is actually going to make them think that, yes, they are exempt by bringing something into their life that is eventually going to tear down their entire reality around who they think they are. And the Six of Pentacles here, Taurus energy, I feel this represents the divine, the universe. This person here who's getting the coins, I feel represents this person or these people that we're picking up on. It's like the universe is blessing these people, but it's a decoy, right? And look, they're smiling. Oh my God, I always knew I was exempt from karma. The universe is like, yes, you are exempt from karma. You can do no wrong. Even though you bring pure hell into people's lives, we're going to keep blessing you. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Two of Swords, Libra energy at the throat. Sag, I'm hearing that there's a reason why this is all happening now, and it has to do with the fact that this person has had countless opportunities to try and do the right thing by you, or to, at the very least, stop what they were doing, but they never stopped. They only stopped when the universe gave them no choice to, right? By distracting them in the way they did. This is very clearly an energy of somebody who's preparing to go through a season of karma, and they're completely oblivious to it. You know, we've picked up on stuff like this before in readings where everybody can see that somebody is going through something except for them. It gives one of these energies when the universe starts to really mess with somebody's mentals as well. They just start acting different. They look different. Everything about them is off in some capacity, and they're the only ones who can't see it. You know, I've seen this many times before when people that I know for a fact are going out of their way to make somebody's life more difficult through some sort of spiritual warfare. And I have observed a slow decay in these people's public persona and or mental faculties. It's like, something's off about that person. What's going on with that individual? And it's because these are the things that they were up to. And, you know, when it comes to spiritual warfare, when that starts to go back to the person who's actually sending that stuff out, where do you think it's going to hit them? It's going to hit them right in the mind. And the reason for this is because spiritual warfare is a tactic that people will utilize to get people to see their reality different. to get people to see themselves different. It's a way of distorting somebody's perception around their lived reality so they don't continue down a path that other individual feels threatened by them going down. So when tampering with another individual's mental faculties, what do you think the karma is going to look like from that? We always hear that karma goes back tenfold, right? Well, what's more important than your mind? Nothing. It's like something about this energy is becoming scrambled. Not only has all the harassment or warfare ceased in your life for a moment, Sag, but the universe is directing you towards certain energies that you always suspected may have been involved in this, and you're seeing that something is off. You're seeing that there's some scrambled wires there. You're seeing that these individuals are distracted with some sort of other life events, whether it be good or whether it be bad. It's a distraction. And that right there is what is allowing for the exposure. See, the universe works in a genius way. It's never obvious, but when you see it, you cannot deny how detailed and brilliant it truly is. What do we have the third eye, please, Spirit? Knight of Cups again. Look at that. And I just heard again, hell wrapped up in a little bow. And this Knight of Cups here, it's kind of picking up on what I'm feeling. The spiritual concept around a big wheel speaks about something that is extremely risky. I feel that the big wheel here is representing a cycle that this person is getting ready to enter into this energy. It's like their prince or princess charming is riding in on a big wheel. Now, there is a twofold message here. The other side of this message speaks about you seeing things from a higher perspective now and understanding that the universe is working in your life in a way that may not be completely obvious to you. Let's just say you have been waiting for somebody to leave you alone, right? And get the karma that they deserve for what they have been getting up to. And then all of a sudden you find out that this person has been seemingly blessed in their life. And you're like, universe, what the hell is going on here? Why are you blessing this person? All they do is bring complete hell into everybody's life that they come in contact with. This is the universe saying, no, you got to trust us, okay? We're making them think that they're being blessed with something. But that thing that we are blessing them with is a trap door to hell, okay? That blessing right there is going to turn into something that is going to riddle their life with obstacles and challenges for years to come. They are about to enter into a cycle that they're not going to be able to get out of. And it's all connected to this blessing that the universe has just brought into their life. And I'm also hearing here that the universe needs to deliver karma to individuals like this in this particular way because regular karmic lessons in their life have never worked. The only way they can learn a lesson is by going through the literal things that they have put others through. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes the universe will teach you a lesson for some sort of misstep on your path. You learn the lesson and you move on. But this individual here, it's a whole different ballgame. This is somebody who has to go through deep, layered forms of karma to actually get it through their head as to the complete hell that they bring into other people's lives, which means that the universe has to walk them through a multi-layered recreation of that specific hell. What do we have at the crown, please? Queen of Wands, Sag, that is your energy again at the crown. So we have you represented at the root chakra and the crown, okay? Now, this Queen of Wands is leaning more into where you're preparing to go on your path, okay? I feel that you're finally in this power position where the universe is saying to you, hey, you're in the director's chair. What do you want the next scene to look like? Because we've got your back. And I'm also hearing that this particular situation that you've all had to navigate is going to prove to be useful where you're going. Now, this can just speak about the experience that you've been through, you having a story to tell, you having a better sense of discernment, and just a life experience. You know, when you can get on the other side of a situation like this, especially when it comes to spiritual warfare, harassment, all these different things, which are essentially just different tactics that are seeking to do the same thing, right? Make you feel like you're going crazy, like you're not this person, you can't do this, you can't do that, whatever it may be, right? It's all working to keep you from something. But when you get on the other side of this and you start accomplishing what it was they were trying to keep you from to begin with, you find that you're working with a different set of tools. That perspective, that cycle of darkness, that cycle where you were dealing with all of this stuff proves to be the very ingredients you needed to actually accomplish said thing. Now, until you're on the other side of it, it's going to be hard for you to agree with that. But I promise you, once you get on the other side of it, you'll be grateful for it because you're going to be stronger. You're going to be more knowledgeable. You're going to be wiser. And wisdom, as we know, cannot be bought. The universe is making you rich with life experience. And that life experience is what you are going to, in turn, use to create the reality that you came here to create. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. So the Hangman is an energy of perspective, all right? So this is you, again, getting on the other side of something and seeing things from a higher perspective and understanding what it is we're saying here, right? This is you essentially agreeing, right? Yes, I see it now. I had to go through that to get here. Had I not have gone through that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. What do we have at the foundation, please? Two of Swords, Libra energy at the foundation. What do we have at the sacral, please? Judgment. Wow. Right underneath that Seven of Swords. Unbelievable. So we mentioned that the Seven of Swords is them no longer being able to get away with what they're doing, right? The universe is exposing this, but doing it in a way where they don't know that they're being exposed. And the Two of Swords, right underneath Temperance and next to that Judgment card, is further emphasizing what I mentioned earlier on in the reading about the universe giving them an opportunity to do the right thing. And I'm hearing here again that you're not the only one, okay? They were doing this to many people. I'm hearing here that this is the kind of person that goes out of their way to make other people's lives more difficult because they like to study the way that people react. There's something very off about this person. It's like they purposely rage bait people. They purposely trigger people. It's like they treat life like some sort of social experiment. Everybody they come in contact with. Okay, so I'm getting this example here that they want me to give you just so you can understand what this person's like. So say they get in a new relationship. They're the kind of person that would create a profile for somebody who's, say, attractive and then start messaging the person that they're now in a relationship to see how that person would respond or if they'd cheat or if they'd react, right? They're constantly testing people. And I'm also hearing that they do it to people in their own family just to mess with individuals, just to have a way to steer the narrative at all times. I'm also hearing something here that for the ones that have siblings, they're the kind of individual that would message their sibling from a fake profile. And then when the sibling is like, oh my God, I'm talking to this new guy, they'd be like, oh my God, really? But it's them the whole time. Now, this is a really weird example, but that's what they're giving me here. That's the kind of mind that this person has on them. Really just diabolical and just weird. So when you think about how they're constantly messing with other people's mental faculties, right? Other people's happiness, how they're just wasting people's energy and time without people knowing it, right? Now think about what the karma is going to look like for somebody like that. It'd be like a fun house from hell. This is what the universe is preparing to put them through. You know, the Judgment card from this deck is an energy of somebody who refuses to self-examine. And see, this individual knows that they're like this. It's like they're addicted to this sort of behavior. It's like it's a substance to, okay, I just heard it's an endorphin rush, right? When they're able to do these sorts of things, they get a rush. It's like exciting. When they know that they've gotten away with something, it makes them feel a certain way. It's exhilarating. They're the kind of person that would go into a store and steal something, not because they couldn't afford to buy that thing, but just because they want to feel the rush of what it's like to walk out of the store and not pay for something. That's who this person is. Yeah, right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Lover's card, Gemini energy. Now, the Lover's card from this deck just speaks about discord, disharmony. Again, this is what this person brings into other people's lives, and they do it to everybody. The people in their family, their friends, or what friends they have, the people they date, literally every single person they come in contact with, they put through some sort of psychological hell behind the scenes without that person knowing it's them. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. Hermit. Virgo energy at the solar plexus, right underneath the Ten of Swords. Now, the Hermit card is all about solitude, deep introspection, but the Hermit card from this deck is different. This is an energy of repeating past mistakes. And next to the Judgment card, they have no plan on changing this. But this Hermit is also an energy that's aging out, which is telling me that this person is going to get to a point where they're not able to get away with this. Let's say this person is charismatic, they're charming, and maybe they're attractive. This isn't going to last. And they don't even see this coming. See, right now they should be going through a cycle of repentance, but they absolutely refuse. And that Hermit card is right underneath that Ten of Swords. This is a painful rock bottom ending. The things that they once used to get away with all the things they were doing, they're no longer able to use. And this is coming apart at the seams now. And again, they don't even see it. What do we have at the heart position, please, Spirit? Wow. Oh, man. Seven of Swords at the heart. We got a bit of a dark message coming through here about this person. They're just showing me where they're going to end up, psychologically speaking, for all of this. And, you know, it's important not to wish these things upon anybody. People must go through karma so they learn their lessons and realign with their true north. That's what this is all about. Karma is not bad. Yes, it can see people going through pain and suffering, but it's the universe's way of reprimanding individuals that need to be realigned. We've all been through karma, whether it's big or small, but unfortunately, this is the kind of person that doesn't learn from the karma that they go through. They just keep doing it over and over again, and they're only hurting themselves. This situation, this blessing, right, that the universe is bringing into their life is going to send them down a path that they're not going to be able to come back from. We have the Seven of Swords twice now. This is them thinking they're getting away with the same tactics that they've always utilized against you and others. The Seven of Swords here is now the universe doing the same thing to them, putting them through everything that they've put you and everybody else through. And it's through this blessing, in quotes. I mean, look what it says right here on this card. Despair and I feel that this is really just emphasizing the way they wanted you to feel. They wanted you to be in despair. They wanted you to feel like there's no point to anything. So now again, the universe is going to bring this blessing into their life, send them down this path, and either take it away from them, or it's going to open up a new kind of hell in their life that is going to make them feel like all hope is lost. This reading here is a perfect example of how karma unfolds in people's lives. And then on this side of the card, Death card, Scorpio energy. It says right there, endings and rebirth. The universe is actively working to help this person. They need serious help. But unfortunately, they're going to have to hit that rock bottom really hard before they finally wake up. And on the flip side of this, you're getting a new beginning for everything you've been through. I heard that you have been several rounds with this person or energies like this, and you have completed a mission for the universe. This was all a part of your path. This was a part of your mission. A lot of you are just now realizing this. When you can take a situation like this and make some sort of sense out of it in regards to where you are now going in your life, this is when you know everything had to happen exactly the way it did. Again, it's one of these situations where you look back and say, well, if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't be here. If I didn't have to deal with this, that, the other, and all this warfare and this and that, I actually wouldn't even be right here, right? So when you can see that divine design laid out perfectly in your life, then you know that this had to happen. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Now, this Knight of Swords cross this Hermit and the Seven of Swords here is very interesting because it's speaking about how massive this person's ego is. This is like king or queen of the narcissist. You know, the bigger the narcissist, the bigger the karma, and the longer it takes. So a lot of these narcissists, they won't start getting the brunt of their karma until they get to a point in their life where they can no longer access the tools that they once used. So let's just say, for example, you're dealing with somebody who was a huge narcissist, but they're very attractive, right? They use their looks as a way to get away with these things. So now they reach a point in their life where those looks have faded. They're long gone, but they're still trying to act the same way they always did. That is a very hard reality to accept when it happens. And that's what I'm getting here with this Knight of Swords. And again, it's right underneath that Two of Swords, which is the universe providing them with countless off-ramps. You know, this feels like somebody who's truly possessed. It's like there's just something inside of them that has taken over. They just can't quite seem to ground themselves long enough to get enough self-awareness to understand the error in their ways, to understand that they need to redirect themselves. I'm also hearing something here about this person having a lot of enablers in their life. Yeah, there's something there going on with the parents and generational karma. And I'm not surprised. This is always how these things begin and end, especially when it's this deeply ingrained. It's something generational that the parents didn't get on top of. So now their children are left to deal with it. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Four of Cups, Cancer energy at the third eye. Well, the good news here is that your path is now clear. It says right here, protection from weapons, safety, and travel. So although this reading has really leaned into what's going on with the person and or people that have been making your life more difficult, you had to know what was going on here. You had to know why it's taken so long. You had to know why things were the way they were. This is to help you make sense of everything the best you can. And sometimes that's too difficult in the moment. It just takes time. The message from Spirit here is go live your life. Your path's clear, and we got your back. Your mission here is complete. That's what this was. It was a mission. It's over now. You're on to the next chapter. It's not to say that there won't be other things that you have to face off with, but this cycle, this is closed. This is done. You're a warrior, so there's always going to be something new. But this has armed you with enough wisdom, discernment, and tools, let's just say, to overcome any obstacle that comes across your path ever again. And you have an inner knowing now that you're also armed with. So when these things do come up again, you know exactly what they are. Oh, I've been through this. I know what this is. This isn't anything to worry about. Just got to hunker down and push through. But you have, again, a new beginning here. And you should already start seeing traces of this right now. You should feel something lifting in the energy. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this Wheel of Fortune is speaking about all of the good karma you've accumulated. This is speaking about timelines. This is speaking about your destiny. This is your turning point. All right, what do we have at the crown, please, to close this out for Sag, Spirit? Seven of Wands, Leo energy underneath the Queen of Wands at the crown. It says right here, liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. Now, this Seven of Wands here is you overcoming these challenges. It's an energy of perseverance. You never gave up on yourself. And that's what's allowing this cycle to close out and for the new cycle to begin, because it tells us that you didn't cave in on yourself. You kept pushing forward despite the horrendous spiritual warfare you may have been dealing with. You stayed strong even through your darkest hours. Darkness is never permanent. In fact, it's an indication that the light is on its way. And with that, I'm going to leave this here. All right, Sag, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. And if you got something from this video, consider giving it a hype. The hypes really help the video get into the algorithm and push it out to other people who may need to hear the message too. Information for personal readings, my online store, as well as memberships can be found in the description down below. But in closing, I would like to know how this reading resonated with all of you. So drop me a heart and or a comment, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.